Good snapshot there from Lewis as we welcome in Kara Goucher, set to go. And just two Olympians in both semi-finals. One of those Olympians you're looking at right now, 28-year-old Courtney Frerichs.
Courtney Frerichs is a world champion silver medalist, an American record holder in this event. But she still struggles with dealing with the pressure and expectation that come from having that success. She started seeing a sports psychologist a couple years ago to work on managing all of this. But the surprise she had when she won that silver in 2017 was pretty epic. It was all over her face.
That is a reaction. That's shock, and that is joy.
You know, she's really worked on, enjoying the process, being in the moment. She had some hiccups earlier this year with a hamstring, but she's healed now, and she's been gaining momentum with every race she goes out for.
The way it'll work for the women's 3,000 steeplechase first heat is the top 5 will automatically qualify to the final, and then the next 4 fastest times. You'll see Emma Coburn in the next heat coming up, but we're away for the first one. For 7 laps of Hayward Field, 28 barriers in total in 3,000 meters.
They don't see a barrier at the beginning of the race, which is good because they're so bunched. They're straight off the line here, and that could be trouble. So they have it flat for a little while before those barriers start, so they have the chance to get the nerves out and separate a little bit on the track.
So how does Courtney Frerichs play this? Because for everybody else, they're looking at Courtney, right, in this heat. So they're saying, if I need to have a chance, I've got to be somewhere near Frerichs.
Yeah, the last race that she ran, she went out fairly conservatively and then really cut down those last 2 laps. So she's confident in what she can do. People around her know she is going to get through unless something really bad happens. Courtney Frerichs is going through. She's so controlled. She's such a beautiful hurdler. So they're kind of watching her, playing off her, and she knows that she's sort of controlling this race at this point.
It very easily rolled off the tongue for so long. Emma Coburn, Courtney Frerichs, Colleen Quigley. If you haven't heard the news, Colleen withdrew from the US Olympic track and field trials. She said that her body just isn't ready at the moment. It's not right. She needs to give herself a rest and recover big picture-wise, right? So for many, they've been talking about that really opens up that 3rd spot. If you were to say, right, Frerichs and Coburn, they're going to go to Tokyo, nothing's a guarantee, but if you speak like that, then that puts a wide open position on that 3rd spot.
There was just a spill in the race. I don't see Courtney Frerichs anywhere up there. Maybe she fell back. She's in
there. She is. She's right at the back. On the left-hand side, let's take a look. Watch the second runner. Hip 10, got tripped.
Wow. Looks like Wilson tripped her up a little bit, and she went down, and she was actually trampled by some other people. Now she needs to keep the nerves calm. This is totally within her capability to work her way back. Don't do anything too quick. Let the nerves settle. This is just shot adrenaline through her system, but she knows she can work her way back up. We see Maddie Borman of the University of Colorado leading now. She was 2nd in the NCAA championships as a freshman. 4 years went by before she ran another steeple. She struggled with injuries, and this year, 4 years later, she ran a steeple and qualified for the Olympic trials. And we see Courtney Frerichs is right back there now in the pack.
Chrislyn Gear has been running well at the front. And so too has Borman. It's Maddie Borman who is in front there on the right. And already Courtney Frerichs has recovered to make her way back to be running 3rd after being on the ground a lap ago.
I think they're running so conservatively that she was able to just jump back in. If that were a final, that might be a different situation, but now she just needs to stay calm. It's easy for her to get back in, but she did have that huge surge of adrenaline, which now will probably make her feel a little lull. And so now she just needs to manage all of that as she goes through here. She's perfectly capable of getting through here, even with the fall. She needs to manage what just happened and focus on getting through.
Slots in alongside Grayson Murphy. I think it was Murphy who tagged her a little earlier when she went down. So 5 laps to go in the women's 3,000 steeplechase first heat. We're going to take a quick break. You won't miss a thing.
I've always thrived off of fear. In gymnastics, there's no limits. Having to come back, you have to bring a whole new level. can I do it again? Simone versus herself. Discover videos for you on Facebook Watch.
Here she is, man. Hey, Maya.
Hey, Mike.
I was thinking if you want to go to the school dance with me.
Yeah, totally.
Experience the moment from anywhere. Toyota. Start your impossible.
Don't toy with us.
Well, there's a lot at stake in this country.
Making It premieres Thursday on NBC.
We're looking for people with energy.
I loved it.
What you did. That's amazing.
That was what we call a moment.
America's Got Talent, new Tuesday on NBC.
You join us with 3 laps to go in the women's 3,000-metre steeplechase. It's the first heat, and Courtney Frerichs, the American record holder, leads the way. She has been clocking about 80 to 85 miles of work a week at altitude in Park City, Utah, to get her ready for these U.S. Olympic trials. She's had a fall early in this race and able to make her way back. She leads Marissa Howard, Courtney Wayman, Val Constein, Grayson Murphy, and the first we've seen of Ali Ostrander. Keep an eye on her on the right of your screen. She's in a bright yellow top. Ali's made her way forward nicely.
You know, I believe Marissa Howard also fell. And this is interesting to see Frerichs and Howard now controlling this race. They both went down. They both got tripped up. And now they're both leading this race calmly. We see Murphy there, Grayson Murphy, who is a world championship mountain runner, which is crazy. She's planning on defending her title next year, but she came back to the steeple this year and qualified. You see Val Constein, who's now can run a steeplechase faster than she can run a flat 3K. This is quite a field we see going on here, and it's pretty impressive. They've been picking it up a little bit on the second kilometer. They're 6 minutes and 20 seconds through 2K, so they're actually right on Olympic standard pace right now.
And Olympic standard pace, as Kara says, is 9 minutes 30 seconds even. There are only 3 athletes in this race who have already met the Olympic standard, and that's Courtney Frerichs leading, Val Constein, and Marissa Howard, who runs second at the moment. There's action on the field. Paul Swangard's going to update us. It's women's triple jump.
Yeah, Lee fans on the backstretch enjoying that steeplechase, and here on the main straightaway, Katura Orji, 4th round. She has the lead and has been jumping really well all day. That's another good one. As they call her KO, she's got a great head-to-head battle in this discipline with Tori Franklin, the Michigan State grad. Franklin now currently in second. They say they put about 15 times body weight on their legs when they're going through those 3 phases of the jump. And still waiting for that mark for Orji. Not an improvement, but she has the lead going to round 5. Lee?
The women in the 3,000 steeplechase are going to hear a very nice sound here shortly. They are coming to the bell lap. 1 to go. Courtney Frerichs leads. Marissa Howard and Courtney Wayman are having a good scrap over second. Wayman, who won the 3,000 at the 2021 NCAA Championship indoors, by the way, she eases her way up into second. And then Grayson Murphy is now pressuring. Keep in mind, top 5, these 5 women will advance to the final if they stay where they are.
You know, Lee, this is interesting. They're running really close to Olympic standard pace. Of course, you have to be in the top 3 in the final and have the Olympic standard to advance to the Olympic Games. You know, Wayman and Murphy don't have that standard, but they're running 2 and 3 right now. This might be an opportunity for them to clinch that standard as they head into the final.
Val Constein has had a nice run, really nice run, the 25-year-old from Edwards, Colorado. She's the 4th from the left. Now here comes Murphy. On their way home, that's the final water jump. And Murphy has moved into the lead in this opening heat. Grayson Murphy, the 25-year-old from Salt Lake City, Utah. A long history in trail running. Now she's going to have some nice history at the US Olympic trials. She's going to run the Olympic qualifying standard, 9:25.37. Terrific run. That's well inside the Olympic standard of 9:30.
That was a great run by Murphy. She saw the opportunity. She doesn't have the standard. She saw the opportunity. The race was closing fast enough. And Wayman also went for it and earns that Olympic standard, which is such a difference heading into the final. As they came around here, Murphy could see that clock, and she thought, I have to go for it. I really have to get up there and make sure. You could saw right there, she looked down. She actually dug deep to go get that standard. And Wayman saw that she could get it as well, so she had to go by Frerichs here and run down the line because she needs that standard as well. Really great, brave running by those two women.
And Courtney Frerichs, you could see there just race management, checking around, looking around. She knows all she needed to be was in the top 5. Great run from Courtney Wayman there in the BYU top. To pick up second. And in fact, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 4 women all inside the Olympic qualifying standard. Nice work. Heat 1 done. Grayson Murphy with the win. And as we mentioned, well inside the Olympic qualifying standard. You see the 5 Qs there on the graphic that designates auto.
She currently leads the competition. Lee?
What a treat. What a treat to have Dad here on Father's Day, but Dad is always here when Vashti competes. So this is the final heat that you will see today. It's the second heat in the women's 3,000 steeplechase. There's Emma Coburn. After this is over, folks, it's all finals. Women's and men's 400 meters, women's 100 hurdles, men's 100-meter final. So this is the final heat that you will see tonight here from Hayward Field. The 2017 world champion, Emma Coburn. Let's go. Second heat in the women's 3,000 steeplechase. Same rules apply. Top 5 will advance to the final automatically in the next best 4 times.
Yeah, I think there's probably some nerves out there after seeing that fall in that last heat. So we see Emma get to the front right away. She doesn't want to get caught up in anything like that. She can just, tempo this run. Honestly, she owns 15 of the top 20 times by an American in this event. She can come out here and run it like a little bit of a workout and make sure she gets through clean and easy.
2016 Rio bronze medalist, not wanting to you'll hear athletes talk about get caught up, get boxed in, just get in the middle of stuff that they shouldn't be, and Emma Coburn's not taking that risk. Do you think she kind of reinforced that because of what she saw happen to Courtney Frerichs?
I do think that probably made her nervous. I think she thought, you know what, I know that I deserve to be on this team and I need to be on this team, and I know that I can win this heat by not running too hardly outside of myself. And I want to make sure I stay clean and out of the mess and make sure that I don't have any problems getting through.
Leah Fallon running second there. You see with hit number 1, Emma Coburn leads the way. So off to a good start, the favorite in this event. We'll get back to the women's 3,000 steeplechase in a moment. But let's join Lewis Johnson with the president of World Athletics.
Lee, thanks very much. And Seb, it's great to see you here in Eugene. And
it's great to be here.
Yes, and after all the places you've been, it is hard to believe this is your first U.S. Olympic trials. I mean, what are your impressions so far?
Well, first of all, the trials are spectacular. I mean, I was brought up on the trials. It's what I used to watch on TV, and I thought, in my dotage, I really ought to see one. And, of course, we got the World Championships here next year, so it was a great opportunity to look at this jaw-dropping stadium as well.
Yeah, how do you describe this new facility, the new Hayward Field?
I don't know, I have an hour to describe it, but it is spectacular. It's absolutely spectacular. I think, I look forward to the World Championships next year because I think the atmosphere will be absolutely off the graph.
Right. You've had a unique set of experiences in your life. 2-time Olympic gold medalist in the 1,500 meters. You were chairman of the organizing committee for the London 2012 Games, and you're also the president of World Athletics. I know you were recently in Japan for a test event. What can people expect for athletics there in Tokyo? How are things looking?
It's going to be a challenge. I think for the athletes, it's going to be very much a day based on the village and the venue and probably some training facilities. But I think most of the athletes have now got used to that concept. I speak to them pretty regularly. They're prepared to make that sacrifice because they want the competition. I think for most people watching at home, and the Olympic Games is in large part a television experience, I don't know it's going to look a whole heap differently, but I think for the athletes, it'll take some getting used to, but I think they're really up for it. I think those athletes that competed or would have competed well last year are probably going to be in a very good, vein of form in a few weeks' time.
Right. And then 1 year from now, for the first time ever on U.S. soil, this place will host the World Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Just give us a sense of the significance of the event for 2022.
Look, I think it's huge. We were here in 2014 for the World Juniors. We were then back in Portland in 2016 for the World Indoors. But a World Outdoor Championships, the first on U.S. soil, is going to be spectacular, and in this unbelievable stadium. And for us that's important because we need to continue to build the profile of the sport from the World Championships next year right the way through to 2028. So we see this as 5 or 6 years of spectacular opportunity.
Agreed. Seb, great to see you here in Eugene. Enjoy the rest of the time, okay?
I'm going to. I always do.
Already great. Thanks for the time. Lee?
Lord Sebastian Coe, 4-time Olympic medalist and a very important person in the world of track and field. Emma Coburn leads the way over Leah Fallon and Mel Lawrence. We're going to duck away, but we'll go non-stop. You won't miss a thing. See you in a moment.
You can do better. Let's go get a freshly made footlong from Subway. Like a classic Italian BMT on freshly baked bread. Thanks, Tony. Thank you.
Choose better, be better. And now buy one sub, get 150% off in the app.
Subway, eat fresh.
We've all felt this gap, the distance between what is and what could be. While he's tapping into his passion, the U.S. Bank mobile app can help you tap your way to your savings goals without missing a beat. So you can feed his passion. Earplugs not included. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
This year has been a road of challenges to overcome.
But if it didn't happen, I probably wouldn't be as strong as I am right now.
It's a lot of hard work and is just as much mental as physical.
Once your mind and body come together, you can be unstoppable.
The only thing more frightening than being chased by an eagle, a bear, or a gator is being chased by all three. Meet Caleb Dressel. He's the fastest swimmer in the world. This summer in Tokyo, the only thing he's chasing is gold.
Reminding you that Tuesday, Peyton Manning hosts Capital One College Bowl. Rival colleges go head-to-head for a life-changing scholarship opportunity. Capital One College Bowl premieres Tuesday right here on NBC. Welcome back. Lee Diffie, Kara Goucher with you in the closing laps. Just 2 to go in the women's second heat of the 3,000 metres steeplechase. This is Emma Coburn, who finished runner-up at the World Championships 2 years ago. Back in 2017, she won the World Championships. She is setting a pretty cracking pace right now.
Yeah, Lee, we're being treated to a very fast race right now. I mean, Leah Fallon is in unknown territory. Her PR is 9:18, and she's right at about that pace right now. And Mel Lawrence behind her. This is about 10 seconds under her personal best pace. So this is really interesting. These women have decided to hitch on to Emma and see where it takes them. This is really exciting to see in a prelim.
There's a good battle for fifth, and in that battle for fifth, you don't see her name on that graphic there, is Michaela Norris. Michaela won the 3,000 metre the steeplechase, I should say, here last weekend in the NCAA Championship. There she is, all in blue, hit 11. Maybe the legs are a little tired in the span of a week.
You know, they might be tired, but she is running fast. She just started running the steeplechase this year, and she became the NCAA champion. We see in front of her Katie Rainsberger, who is second in that race. You know, she is known for her mother a lot. You know, her mother finished fourth at the Olympic trials 3 times, but was the Boston Marathon champion. She comes from running pedigree. They both look pretty good considering they ran 2 rounds in the steeplechase not that long ago.
5 go through on the automatic qualifier. The bell is coming for Emma Coburn. 9:30 flat is the Olympic qualifying standard. Emma has that, of course. Leah Fallon has it, and Mel Lawrence. So the top three already have that. So they're not chasing that. And they know that so long as they stay here, they are going through to the final. But this is a phenomenal run from Michigan's Leah Fallon.
This really is, Leah Fallon was one of the best steeplechasers in our country, and then she dealt with a lot of injuries. And so she's trying to climb her way back to be on that American team, to make that Team USA. She's had a lot of years of downtime, but she's coming back. She's super confident in her coach, Dathan Ritzenheim, and the training she's done. She would love to make her first Team USA.
If you don't know the story about Emma Coburn, who leads the way in addition to her personal accomplishments, she's coached by her husband, Joe, and the Joe Bossard coaching facility and group have had a very good U.S. Olympic trials.
They've had a great trial so far. They've put 2 people into the 1,500-meter final and a woman into the 5,000-meter final. They're running great.
They call it Team Boss, by the way. Joe is the boss. So Emma Coburn on her way home. There is no surprise here. She's the best steeplechaser in the land, and she's going to win the second heat in 9:21.33. She goes through to the final. So too does Leah Fallon. Yeah, nice run. Really nice run. And then Mel Lawrence will come across for third. And I think that Mahala Norris has got it. Did she get that top 5? I think she did.
She sure did. So did Katie Rainsberger. So we have 2 collegiate athletes moving on to the final here in this women's steeplechase. That's super exciting. I mean, they are running on tired legs. This is such a brutal event. All of those hurdles, all those water jumps, really good for them.
So the 30-year-old from Crested Butte, Colorado. She grew up, born and raised at high altitude. Perfect for a distance runner and a steeplechaser. And Emma Coburn wins the second heat to go right through to the final.
So composed, she always is. She knows this event well. She really owns it in the United States.
Top 5 auto qualifiers for the final. And then we will update you on the next best times. So that's it for the heats. We are now talking finals, and we're going to talk Allyson Felix. The queen of the track is on the track, and she's ready to race for an opportunity to go to Tokyo, her 5th Olympic team.